Hello, Alliance friends. I'm sending you peace and good health and good vibes as you're all in your homes in these most unusual of days. I'm Carol Collins with the Alliance, and I'm here to introduce Mahan Siler. Some of you know Mahan, but for those of you who don't, Mahan Siler is a founder of the Alliance of Baptists. He's a retired pastor and counselor who lives in Asheville, North Carolina now. During Mahan's retirement, he has concentrated a lot on the support of clergy in parish ministry. He's done several colloquial groups, he's written books. So with all of that, the Alliance asked him to say a few words to folks during these days. I find Mahan to be a person who holds all of our hearts in his heart. Hear these words from Mahan.
Hello, Alliance friends. I feel a little weird. I'm not accustomed to speaking to audiences that cannot see. But it's not weird. That's not the best word. I think the best word is marvel, the wonder of this technology. And I'm grateful to Carol and to Paula and Stephanie on the staff who've asked me to have these few minutes with you. And I'm very grateful and feel the honor and privilege of this. So I'm bringing you a word from the balcony. I'm a former Alliance pastor, now long retired to the balcony. And from my remote position, I'm wanting to encourage you who are on the field, active in some form of ministry, in what may be the most severe turbulence of our lifetime. This time we can't find words for what we're feeling. And I'm here to remind you of what you know. But in a crisis, it's easy to forget that you who serve in ministry are uniquely well-positioned to lead in this time of great uncertainty. That you who serve in ministry are uniquely well-positioned to lead in this time of great uncertainty. In this time of dying, of what was, you know a lot about death. You know your work keeps you acquainted with all kinds of dying. Others can deny death, but you cannot. You know it well, whether with persons or with structures or worldviews. You bring an angle of vision traditionally called the Paschal Mystery that anticipates resurrection, rising out of crucifixion, life rising out of death. You have seen resurrection power at work. You've experienced it and proclaim and teach regularly this possibility. And when you sense it, you aligned with this generative force of new creation. You know that. In a time of disarray, you know about chaos. You know it well, whether in interpersonal relationships or congregational life or global mayhem. Regularly you observe and experience the coming apart of what has felt stable. And you know to look for collaboration emerging out of the chaos. You expect to find in chaos a yearning for reordering into more wholesome, life-giving forms. You've cultivated sight for the Spirit at work in chaos. And when discerned, you're prepared to participate in those moments of transformation, whether small or large. You know that. You know that. In a time of insecurity and frenzy, you know about fear. Chronic anxiety is the air we all are breathing. You observe daily its predictable behaviors, whether it's blaming, reactivity, polarizing, rush for quick fix. We see those behaviors, but you know more. Regularly, you invite a grounding in grace beneath these turbulent waters. You declare our rootedness as in life, as beloved, as God's delight, as instruments of God's force of justice, love. You know that. In a time when individual humans and non-human beings, including the coronavirus, they all seem as separate and unrelated. But you see differently. You see relationships. Though separation appears to be the case, you know this to be an illusion. You know the new and old story of interbeing, communion, and wholeness. It's old because it's the biblical story of shalom. But it's new for many people who are beginning to see that creation is relational through and through. Consistently, you address the deep wound of separation from each other, from God, or from the earth. You call out this lie. You name this delusion. You teach and preach no separation. You keep reminding others that we're loved with a love from which nothing now or later or in this life or in death can separate us. You know that. And in this time of uncertainty, you have a word of good news. In the midst of so much uncertainty, you declare the certainty of love that never ends. You know that the opposite of uncertainty is curiosity and wonder, not certainty. Indeed, as the Alliance of Baptists, we know something about this. Indeed, it was a part of our founding. But we know full well the dark, divisive side of tight-fisted clinging to a certain ideology or to a right believing. We've learned that. You value, however, living in the paradox of knowing and not knowing. You point to love's power to bless, to heal, to live through us with words that fall short every time. Mystery has the last word. Daily, you wager your life and vocation on this gracious wonder we call God, or Christ, Holy Spirit, divine, sacred. You know that. You know that. So from my balcony, receive my word of blessing. I'm reminding you of what has been your source of strength. And I'm reminding you of your readiness to lead from this source for others. I'm reminding you of what you know and who you are. So I give thanks for you on the field, active. I give thanks for the work that you're doing, for who you are and what you offer. I'm thankful from the balcony. And for all of us, I name our gratitude for the caring, sustaining network we call the Alliance of Baptists. We need each other. We need each other's questions. We need each other's encouragement. We need each other's wisdom. So let it be. So let it be. Thank you.